Aquafina water.
That's right.
Just look at that.
Product placement there.
Live from the Rivers Street Ale House, welcome to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield. Coming up, 60 minutes of Mountaineer football conversation and your chance to hear from head coach Shawn Clark. Mountaineer Talk is brought to you by the Allen Tate Companies. Allen Tate is your real estate home team and the official realtor of App State Athletics. When you're ready to buy or sell a home in the high country or anywhere in the Carolinas, give Allen Tate a call. Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, the official soft drink of your App State Mountaineers. And by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward. Now, to get things underway, here's the voice of the Mountaineers, Adam Witten.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Mountaineer Talk, live on a Tuesday night and back on location. How is everyone tonight? 4 long years it's been since we've been out here back on location in front of a live audience for Mountaineer Talk. First time for you as the head coach. We are so thankful to be here at River Street Ale House. We are so thankful to be with the App Nation. Man, this is a lot of fun. It's a little different than being over in the football offices.
Yeah, just a little bit different coming out of COVID. And we were in the North End Zone for 2 years, but it's always get back to see the fans and a lot of friends in the stands here in the building tonight, and also get a chance to come to your favorite restaurant in town for some great wings and adult beverages.
I am excited to try some wings. I have been hearing over and over again, mostly from you, about the wings here, and so I'm going to get some as soon as we wrap up tonight's show. But we've got a lot to do over the next hour as we get set for the season opener on Saturday, App and Gardner-Webb, just 4 days away from kicking things off at the Rock. All right, if you are unfamiliar with how things work on tonight's show, here's how you can be a part of our program from now until 8 o'clock. You can use the hashtag Mountaineer Talk on Twitter. You can email us, mountaineertalk@gmail.com. If you're in the audience tonight and you want to submit a question, we do have a text line at 828-295-2063. That's 828-295-2063. And we say hello to everybody watching us on our Facebook live stream as well. If you want to leave a question in the comments section, we will get to those a little bit later. That'll be in the second segment of the show. We will get into some Gardner-Webb discussion in the third segment. And then later, we're going to visit with defensive coordinator Scott Sloan and senior Captain Nick Ross will be our student-athlete guest. That'll be at about 7:40, 7:45 tonight. Okay, let's get right to it. How are you feeling? 4 days from kickoff. Today was tough Tuesday at practice. How are we feeling now with kickoff right on the horizon?
Man, it's here, and it's exciting. It's been a long time since we've been on the football field, but our kids are really excited to get back and to play a game. We started August 3rd, and it's been Appalachian versus Appalachian for the last 3.5 weeks. It's going to be good to go in the field in front of another sold-out stadium this week on Saturday and put a show on for our fans. And I know our players are excited about that. The coaches are excited about it. They can't get here soon enough.
Okay, on Monday, you officially announced that Ryan Berger is going to be QB1 for the Gardner-Webb game. What led you and the staff to arrive at that decision?
Well, that was a true competition, and I said that from the beginning. Since January, we came back and through winter workouts, through spring practice, and it continued through summer workouts. And, just toward the end, Ryan had probably the best 4 or 5 days he's had throughout the whole competition. So he gives us the best chance to win now. And not saying that Joey can't. He can lead our offense, but it was about, taking the ball down the field, eliminating the turnovers, and scoring touchdowns in the red zone.
Outside of the quarterback position, what were some of the other intriguing position battles where it really came right down until maybe Sunday's practice or maybe just before Sunday's practice as you put in the install for Gardner-Webb? What were some of the other positions where you said, this could go either way, but we've got to pick somebody to go out on the field first?
Yeah, I think the linebacking core. You look at Cal Arnholt. Cal Arnholt came in here, and he was a 2. He played us sparingly last year, but he ended up winning the job. And again, we told every player on our team, you have to earn your spot on this football team. You have to earn your spot to be a starter. And that was the mantra we had all through fall camp. And there were several position battles that changed changed on a daily basis. So you look at the corner position, you had Tyreek Funderburk and Paul, and then Ethan Johnson. Those guys were a three-way battle for 2 spots. And I think through the transfer portal, we've added some depth to our program, which we needed desperately. And I feel we're too deep. We're solid for 2 deep on both sides of the ball and special teams.
All right, let's talk about some of the new faces, at least from the coaching perspective. We'll begin with the gentleman who'll be joining us in just a little bit, Scot Sloan. Certainly not new to the folks around App State, but he's back in Boone as the defensive coordinator. What have you noticed about the defense, at least through fall camp, since he's come on as the DC?
Well, first of all, I worked with Scott for 2 years, my first time as the offensive line coach here. I know what he brings to the table, and there's non-negotiables, there's negotiables. And just the way he was sprinting the football, the way he tackle, the way they rally around each other, I think Scott and his staff has a really good job of closing the gap from where we were from last December until now, and that gap is closed in a hurry. So it's exciting to watch them play. You're going to find a defense that plays loose and puts their hair back and goes and make plays, and that's fun to watch. And there's plenty of names on defense you can name. I'd probably leave somebody out, but you'll see one of them tonight. And Nick Ross. Nick Ross has had a great fall camp. He's a team captain, and so he's been fun to watch all through fall camp.
Frank Ponce, the offensive coordinator, he took a gap year down at Miami for a season before coming back here to be the offensive coordinator. Not necessarily about the direct impact, because we know what Coach Ponce can do. We won 10 games when he was the OC a couple of years ago, but I always thought that one of the things that got overlooked was not necessarily having that connection between offensive coordinator and quarterback coach and a quarterback that was recruited by that person. And Frank Ponce brought in Ryan Berger. That was a guy that he liked coming in here. And so having that connection between Coach Ponce, Ryan Berger, guys that had already built that relationship and that chemistry going back to high school, how important is that?
It's very important, and this is the 3rd time Coach Ponce has been at Appalachian State. So we made it in this contract. He can't leave this time. He owes us a lot of money. But it was good to get him back. He did recruit Ryan. That was his top recruit in 21. And then, he goes to Miami for a year. And for more money, I'm not sure if it was a better job, but for more money. And he came back and wanted to call plays. And he's the one that really put us on Joey Aguilar. He was getting recruited by Miami, and they weren't going to take him at the very end. He called. We looked him up. And, it's not easy to get from Boone to California. So we want to make sure it was the right kind of guy, and he fit the culture of our program. And we went out and met him and his parents, brought one on an official visit, and it was a no-brainer. We're excited to get him here. He has a very talented arm, and he's going to be a great football player in time.
All right, let's get this out of the way. Wings, ranch, or blue cheese?
What kind of question is that, man? Blue cheese. I mean, what are we doing here?
Are you serious?
Have you had the buffalo wings here yet?
Blue cheese?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
That's America, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Extra thick.
Can we move? I'm happy to stay here at Ale House, but I don't know that I can sit next to him if he's going to be eating wings with blue cheese. We got to make sure that he doesn't eat till after the show. Okay?
I need to check your man. I need to check your man
Not
card,
in front
man.
of me. Are you kidding me? Blue cheese? Get out of here. All right, I'm going to have to collect myself for a little bit. Coach Clark's comments brought to you by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future tonight. All right, we've got a lot more coming up on tonight's show. When we come back, we will get to your questions for the head coach of the Mountaineers, Shawn Clark, as we roll on with Mountaineer Talk, brought to you by UNC Health Blue Ridge. We're back after these messages.
Takes the strongest wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our high-speed nationwide network. We have all the latest devices you want, including Apple and Samsung. We're so confident in the experience you'll have with us, we're offering a 30-day risk-free trial. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions or conditions may apply. See store for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
App State football fans know it takes a team effort to deliver winning results on the field and off. At Blue Ridge Energy, our team works around the clock to deliver power to our members when and where you need it. From the professionals behind the scenes to the linemen who weather the storms, our team is charged up and ready to meet the needs of our members. Because at Blue Ridge Energy, we're proud to be a part of the high country community and proud to carry on the tradition of partnering with App State. Go Mountaineers!
The Mountaineers live here.
That's an App State touchdown!
This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
App State's top-ranked online MBA is designed for you. It's a flexible, accredited part-time program that works with your busy schedule and allows you to earn your MBA in 2 years. Learn online from the same faculty who teach on campus with the unmatched personalized interaction and support we're known for at Appalachian. Your App State MBA is within reach, wherever you are in life. Take the next step. Apply by July 1st at onlinemba.appstate.edu.
From the training room to the sideline to the goal line, App Ortho has you covered. Performing advanced hip, knee, shoulder, and back surgery in Boone, App Ortho offers same-day appointments and telehealth visits. App Ortho is also the official sports medicine and orthopedic provider for App State Athletics. Call 828-386-2663 to schedule your appointment or visit apprhs.org.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now back to Rivers Street Ale House and the voice of the Mountaineers, Adam Witten.
All right, we are rolling along for the first show of 2023. It is App State and Gardner-Webb coming up on Saturday. Great to be back in front of a live audience tonight, and we're so happy to be here at Rivers Street Ale House. We'll be here all season long on Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock for Mountaineer Talk. Joined by head coach Shawn Clark. His comments brought to you by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. All right, as promised, we're going to get to some of your questions now for the coach. A reminder, you can use the hashtag Mountaineer Talk on Twitter. You can email us mountaineertalk@gmail.com. The text line, 828-295-2063. We will also get to as many as we can in our Facebook live stream. All right, you ready to roll?
Let's go.
Let's do this. Let's start with John, my buddy, the Rays fan. John, love this guy. His question, what is going to stand out most when it comes to potential improvements to the defense?
Well, I think it starts with from the top with Coach Sloan and his staff. They've come in and they've established some leaders on that side of the football. I think our defensive line is going to be play more physical up front, and we can rush the passer. And when you can rush the passer with a 3, you can drop 8 and play coverage. Where you can blitz, and our corners are going to have to hold up in the back end. So I think overall we're improved as far as getting lined up and playing with speed.
All right. James asks on Facebook, Coach, what are some of the ways that you and players and coaches try to hold each other accountable with all the hard work that you put in this year?
Well, a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But this year it's not a reload, it's not a rebuild, it's a reset. And then that came back in January. We met as our unity group, and we had to make things right. And there were some things we could do a lot better. And it starts from me. You have to look yourself in the eye, in the mirror sometimes, and how you change things. We with every facet of our program, of how we eat, how we train, how we travel. And we've addressed those issues, and it's just it can't get the game time cannot get here soon enough, So we've all changed the way we hold each other accountable. I mean, we have unity groups throughout fall camp. The one thing we did this year is we made every position coach pick players that was not in his group. And they had to get to know each other, something about themselves, and something someone may not know. You really can learn a lot just by talking to people. And our days are so busy. We start at 7 o'clock in the morning through fall camp. We're there till 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. And it's usually you go right from workout to practice to dinner to meetings, back to a walkthrough. And we took the time this year to really get to know our players. You look at it, we have 32 new football players on our team this year. It took us 14 days to learn all of them.
Yeah.
So just to get to know, what makes them tick, what really makes them flourish, just to get to know your players. With the transfer portal, it's kind of like speed dating in some ways. You don't know a lot about them. You get there, you talk to them, you give them an official visit, they commit, and then you're right back in the winter workout. So yeah. I think the biggest thing we did this year is really start a relationship with our players more than we have in the past, and get to know them and really what makes them tick, what makes them go.
Yeah, I know. We'll ask him about this when he joins the show. That was a huge priority for Scott Sloan when he first got here, was taking the time to meet with all of his players individually so that he could learn a lot of the things that you're talking about. Gene asks about rule changes this year. There are going to be a few. I think the most notable rule change is that the clock will not stop except for the last 2 minutes of each half. The clock will not stop stop after first down, so more like the NFL rule. But do you anticipate anything changing in terms of the way that you strategize based on a few of these rule changes?
No, we were allowed to have 2 scrimmages throughout fall camp, and we had officials in, and we probably noticed it was probably 7 to 10 plays less you get in a football game, but everything's going to be consistent all the way, or change all the way to, like you said, the last 2 minutes of the first half, last 2 minutes of the game. So things shouldn't change. A few less plays, but hey, that's the world we live in, then we'll follow the rules.
Charlie asks, he's writing in from Kansas City, how much faster is the defense than last year?
I like our team's speed. I think we've improved our speed on the defensive line specifically. I think when you add Shawn Collins and Mike Fletcher in there, and our returning starters was with DeAndre Dingle-Prince and Marcus Clark, those guys, that they can really rush the passer. Then, we've lost a few guys to the transfer portal. We added some guys in. Big Nate Johnson, a true freshman from Gaffney, South Carolina, and Donovan Spillman is there. So we have some length, we have some speed. Our conference has changed. It's gotten better, and people have gotten bigger. So we have to adjust with times, and we went out and did that in the portal through high school recruiting.
Chris asks about last year being 1 to 2 plays away from winning almost every game. There were so many one-score games last year that didn't go our way. What was the approach this offseason to try and fix that leading into the season? What can you do, I guess, to say, these one-score games didn't go our way. These are the things we have to do to try to make sure if we are in a one-score game that it goes the other direction.
Well, we lost 5 games by less than a touchdown.
Right.
And we had the ball in the very end to win the football game. So, again, so we have to address every facet of the program. And one thing we've done, we brought in Matt Greenhall as our strength conditioning coach. And we've made leaps and bounds as far as stronger and faster and more in shape. And not saying that Brad wasn't that guy, but, those guys really bought into what he put in the weight room. And the hard work's paying off right now. You can see it, how they walk around with a little more swag to them, the chest is up a little higher. Maybe I should get in that weight room a little bit with them,
I want to ask you, when you mentioned the word reset, you reset your wardrobe a little bit, I've noticed.
we reset everything. The faded hoodie is
Where's
gone.
the faded hoodie?
It's in my locker with my hat on a coat hanger, so it'll be there for a while.
So what are you wearing now? I mean,
brand new stuff. Anything is every day is something new. So we're going to find the right combination throughout fall camp, and and wear that on a weekly basis.
Have you changed any of your other habits to go in line with this whole reset thing?
Nah, my wife's changed them for me. Makes me do a lot more work at home and do a lot more chores around the house. But that's probably the only one I've changed in that manner.
Is he doing any chores around the house, Janelle? Okay, she gave the thumbs up. Okay, all right. Good, nice. Yeah. I like it. You go home, you take care of the yard, you take care of the house.
That's right. You take the trash out.
Take the trash out. Yeah, you do a good job.
Take the kids to school. What else you want to know?
I'd like to know when you're going to make the switch to ranch, but that's about it. There's time. There's time. Okay. Thank you all for the questions. We will ask We'll ask for some more of those a little bit later on when we visit with Scott Sloan and with Nick Ross. But after this break, we're going to get into some conversation about Saturday's opponent, Gardner-Webb. It's a very good team coming up here to Boone to open up the season, so we'll talk about the Runnin' Bulldogs in just a moment. But first, we remind you that Allen Tate is the #1 real estate company in the Carolinas and the official realtor of App State Athletics. Whether you're looking to buy or sell a home in the high country or anywhere in the Carolinas, give Allen Tate a call. We're live tonight from River Street Ale House, and we'll continue with more of Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, right after these messages.
On game day, there's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea hard iced tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea hard iced tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Caller, what's your question for the coach?
Last week, I noticed we played better when I stood on one leg, faced south, and drank a delicious Pepsi Zero. My question is, would coach prefer I bring the team luck early to build momentum or late so we finish strong? Keep in mind, Pepsi Zero tastes amazing and has no sugar, so I'd prefer to drink it right away. But either way, I won't let the team down. Go App State!
Pepsi, proud sponsor of Mountaineer football and believer in Lucky fans everywhere. Pepsi, made for football watching.
Go App!
Straight forward to the 15, to the 10, stiff arms to the 5, tiptoes to the end zone!
This is App State football from Learfield.
You. nature lover. Ever heard of us? We're Boone, North Carolina. High up in the Blue Ridge Mountains, with vistas that go on forever. Adventure that never stops, and challenges you've yet to try. We've got every outdoor pursuit you can imagine, and cozy lodging. Explore Boone.
Mountaineer football is back, which means it's time to fire up those grills and tailgate. The grilling experts at Appalachian Energy and G&B Energy would like to remind you of a few helpful tips when heading out to your cookout this season. Remember that it's okay to bring your own sauces. Always expect the grill master to provide meat, but bring your own sides and beverages. And last but not least, do not touch the grill. For more grilling tips and to learn more about Appalachian Energy and G&B Energy Tailgater of the Year contest, visit us at gbenergy.com.
You're tuned into Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. Now, time to hear more from head coach Shawn Clark and your host, Adam Witten.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are live from River Street Ale House on a Tuesday night as we get set for App State and Gardner-Webb. The Running Bulldogs coming up here for the first time since 2018, but this is a much better team than we saw back in 2018, and we'll talk about the Bulldogs here in just a moment. But first, Coach, this is going to be fun because we get to talk about Goddard Family Farms and our good friend Derek Goddard. The beef is the official beef of App State football. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Yeah.
I did know that.
They feature a premium farm-to-table product sustainably grown in the heart of the mountains, shipped directly to your door. You and your tailgate can now have the beef that fuels the black and gold on game day. Visit GoddardFamilyFarms.com for all the details on how to #eat like a Mountaineer. How do you eat your steak?
Oh, medium rare for the steak. But let me go back. Derek Goddard Farms, and plus Derek Goddard, what a great friends of the program. And, Derek's supplied a lot of meat for us in the last few years. This past, the first day of camp, we had 170 ribeyes he delivered to us.
Whoa.
For our first meal. And they're fantastic, and they're thick. There's great meat. And so I would, if I was App State fans, I'd go out and order you a steak from Derek Goddard Farms right now.
Well, there you go. GoddardFamilyFarms.com. We're so thankful to have them on board and so thankful to Derek and family for all they do to support App State athletics. Okay, Gardner-Webb is the opponent, and let's begin. I want to begin with this question on Twitter, #Mountaineer Talk. This is from Aikman. When you look at this Gardner-Webb team and you see how they took Coastal to the limit, played Marshall tough, made it to the second round of the FCS playoffs. They won the Big South last year. They got a lot of guys back, especially on the defensive side of the ball. So what's going to be the biggest key for App this week to try to knock Gardner-Webb off?
Well, just for all App State, it's not the same Gardner-Webb team that came here in 2018.
Yep.
I mean, that was a lopsided victory for us. Trey Lambs went down there and did a great job of really starting his own program in some ways and restarting that thing. And you mentioned they were 7-6 last year, 5-0 in the Big South. They did return 10 starters back on defense, and 10 of those are preseason All-Conference. 3 of them are preseason All-Americans.
Yeah.
So they have great players, and on offense, you look at it, their running back's one of the best in the Big South. He's a preseason All-American player, and he can take it the distance whenever he gets. He's from Rock Hill, South Carolina. So, again, we have our work cut out for us. It's not the same team it was in 2018, and our players know that. And our goal is to win the opener, and that's the only game that matters right now. We're not looking ahead, and it's all about Gardner-Webb.
Yeah. Number 22 is the running back, Nari Gaither. The guy I really want to ask you about, though, you mentioned All-Americans, number 47. He's the one that jumps off the page. His name is Ty French, 6'3", 230 pounds, 11.5 sacks a year ago. What kind of a nuisance can that guy be on defense?
Well, we have to know where he is at all times because he's a hybrid defensive end, outside linebacker. He'll be covering the number 2 receiver out, and he blitzes off the edge. So we have to account for him wherever he is. Our running backs have to know where he is. Our offensive line has to know where he is. But again, he's a great football player. He can play in our conference. He can play here, and we have our work cut out for us on Saturday.
Now, Gardner-Webb also is going through a quarterback competition during the offseason, but Unless I missed something, Trey Lamb did not announce who the starter was going to be in his media availability this week. So how have you prepared for this Gardner-Webb offense?
Well, we're going to go off with what we saw last year. And all these quarterbacks, they have tape from when they played at other previous schools. One played at Florida State, one played at Coastal Carolina, and the other one there was there last year. So we have a great plan for it. Coach Sloan has a great plan of who's going to play, different packages we're going to do. And again, we're just going to go out and play sound defense, match the numbers, and stay on top.
Yeah, so the guy that – it could be Matthew Caldwell. He's the one you mentioned who was on the roster last year. He was the backup, 6'4", 203. He wears number 10. And then the Florida State transfer is Geno English, number 15, 6'1", 195. But what's the style of offense that we're going to see?
They're going to do a lot of shifts and motions, unbalanced formations. You go back and you always watch their first 10 plays of their opening script. And they give you every different formation you could possibly imagine with all kinds of exotic motions, unbalanced looks. And again, we're going to have our work cut on defense to be gap sound. And they're going to put you in some predicaments that you might be out of alignment at times, but you have to make a play. And it really is going to come down every once in a while. I'll tell you, listen, you have to beat your block, get off a block, and make a tackle.
Ultimately, I mean, this is a question that you might answer the same way regardless of the opponent. But after all this buildup, after resetting from last year, and now the day is right on the horizon with Saturday's game against Gardner-Webb, what is it ultimately that you want to see from your team when they come out there for this first game?
Well, I just want to make sure we play clean football. And you watch week 0, the teams that got beat, they give up turnovers.
Yeah.
And they weren't getting lined up, had multiple, what we call easy penalties, false starts, jumping off sides, line up in the neutral zone, things that you always make your biggest leap from week 1 to week 2. And I told our team we have to learn our lesson now. We don't have the luxury to wait till week 2 to make these big adjustments. So just to go out there and play clean football. I want to see our kids have fun. I mean, sometimes last year we were playing not to lose instead of playing to win. And that's one thing we talked about all through camp, man. Go out there and set your hair on fire and go have fun playing football.
So you feel like maybe it's a situation where, maybe last year we played a little too tight. Last year.
And maybe that was me as well, as far as our coaching stuff. But, I know this year's a different football team. And it's not last year. It's not the 2019 or 2018. It's the 2023 team. And I know our guys are eager to go out there and set the ship the right way.
Yeah. Last question for you before I let you go. Captains were announced this week. We've got a handful of guys from offense, from defense, from special teams. We're going to visit with one of them here tonight, and Nick Ross. Maybe a little bit of a unveiling of how that process usually takes place in terms of who's going to get to wear that C on their jersey.
Well, we let our team vote for it. I think it's important for your peers to vote for who you want to be the team captain. I think they got around on the nail. We, as a staff, we thought, who could it be? And it was right where we thought it would be. But just the way all 8 kids represent our program, the way their community service in the town of Boone, you couldn't ask for 8 better leaders than we have for our football team in 2023.
Yep. All right, that is Shawn Clark, head coach of the Mountaineers. His comments tonight brought to you by Blue Ridge Energy, powering a brighter future. Let's give it up for him. All right, good start. One down.
1 down, 14 more to go, right?
That's right, because we're going to be going for a while, hopefully. All right, when we come back, we will shift gears over to the defensive side of the football. We're going to visit with defensive coordinator Scot Sloan, and we will also talk to standout captain Nick Ross, number 4. We are 4 days away from kickoff. We're live tonight at River Street Ale House. Come on back for more of Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, right after this.
App State football fans know it takes a team effort to deliver winning results on the field and off. At Blue Ridge Energy, our team works around the clock to deliver power to our members when and where you need it. From the professionals behind the scenes to the linemen who weather the storms, our team is charged up and ready to meet the needs of our members. Because at Blue Ridge Energy, we're proud to be a part of the high country community and proud to carry on the tradition of partnering with App State. Go Mountaineers!
More and more Mountaineer fans are choosing to go modern at Modern Ford of Boone. When you buy with Go Modern, you can choose your vehicle, value your trade, pick your payments, apply for credit, even complete your entire purchase online, or just do the parts you want and pick up where you left off at the dealership. Go Modern puts you in control so you can buy where you want, when you want, and how you want. For your next vehicle, go modern. Get started at modernfordofboone.com. Proud supporter of App State Athletics.
Coverage of Mountaineer football continues after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
What does it mean to be first for teaching? First, we listen. First, we engage. First, we recognize potential. You have what it takes: the drive, the smarts, and the heart to be the kind of educator who changes and inspires lives. 2 million kids are waiting for you, but first, your journey starts right here. Be first. Be an App State teacher. Learn more at firstteach.appstate.edu.
Serving the high country for over 40 years, Blue Ridge Realty and Investments is the #1 independent firm in the region. Blue Ridge Realty delivers exceptional results, handling a full range of real estate services, including sales, rentals, management, and development. Selling or buying? Put our trusted team to work for you. Reach us at 877-962-1986 and at BlueRidgeRealty.net. Blue Ridge Realty and Investments is a proud partner of App State Athletics.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is Mountaineer Talk live on a Tuesday night. We are so excited to be back on location for the first time in 4 years. We are here at Rivers Street Ale House. My name's Adam Witten, and thanks to Shawn Clark for joining us earlier. Still to come, we'll visit with Nick Ross, our student-athlete guest tonight. But please say hello for the first time this season to our defensive coordinator, Scot Sloan. Let's give it up. What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing great.
How you feeling? We were talking before the segment started. Said, you've been through this before. This is year what for you for football?
32.
32nd football season. It all started where? Did it start right after Clemson when you graduated?
Yeah, grad assistant at Clemson in 92.
Yep, grad assistant. And then your first full-time coaching gig was where?
Was at Georgia Military College, 1996.
Yeah. And what's it feel like to be back here?
Oh,
I know you've been back for a while
yeah.
now. It's not like you just got here, but how's it feel?
No, it's great to be back. It's great to be back in the community. Great to be back around a great program. Just excited to finally get started.
Yeah. When you first got here, what were your initial areas of focus in terms of these are the things I need to do to make sure we get off on the right foot?
Biggest thing was just get the guys playing hard, playing fast. Laid out a philosophy and an identity, and basically the philosophy are things that feel like we have to execute to have a chance to win a football game, and that's to to stop the run first and foremost, stay on top, which is don't give up cheap ones over your head, match the numbers, which is always a challenge in today's football with formations to the boundary, unbalance, empties, shifts, trades, motions, all of that. So you got to be able to match the numbers each snap, and then to create turnovers.
Yeah.
I think that's probably one of the #1 stats in college football is you win the turnover margin is a very, very high percentage, of winning a football game. So those are the things that we laid out as far as the philosophy. And then the identity was, what you want people to say about you.
Yeah.
When they come watch you play, when opposing coaches flip on the film, and that's that they play fast, they play violent and physical, play smart, they don't beat themselves, with foolish penalties or with missed assignments. And last, and not to be made light of, is to have fun doing it.
Yeah.
There's a lot of work goes into 12 football games and a lot of days of preparation. And so those games need to be fun. And so we also try to have practice to be fun. It's just something that we all enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And so practice shouldn't be drudgery or anything like that. Let's go have a good time.
Yeah. You may have already answered this question when you talked about play physical, play violent. But Coach Clark mentioned that there are certain non-negotiables in terms of playing football here. What are those in your mind in terms of playing on the defensive side of the ball? Is it a lot of the things you just mentioned?
A lot of the things I just mentioned. I mean, you have to play fast defensively. You have to play collectively as a group, understanding leverage points and angles. Defensive football is a game of leverage and angles. Leveraging the football, taking good angles to the ball. And then when you get there with some balance. And that's what leads to creating those turnovers.
Yeah.
And then that also leads to winning football games.
Yeah. What were some of the things you learned about your players? I mentioned this earlier that when we talked to you when you first got back on campus, you said one of your key priorities was to meet individually with guys and just get to know them. What were some of the common themes that you took away from those conversations?
The character of the kids had not changed, in the 5 years that I was gone. They're still, good people, really high character kids. I could tell that from meeting with them individually, and just how eager and hungry they were to, kind of right it, right the past, fix what was wrong, and to just get back to work and go have a good time playing defense.
Yeah. In order for guys to play fast, have fun while they're out there, how do you balance there's a lot to learn going into each game. There's scouting reports. There's all these different assignments and things like that. How do you balance making sure that they know their keys and they know the scout, but also knowing that they can rely on instinct when they're out there and maybe not overthink things? How do you balance that?
Yeah, it's always a balance, because as we go into it, and we as coaches, we're doing it all day long and half the night.
Right.
They're doing it for those, 3 or 4 hours that they come over each day. So we'll come up with 1,000 great ideas, but then once you try to practice it, you teach it in the meetings, and then you go out and you film it. And that's what the staff's doing right now. They're still sitting there watching the practice film. I stepped out to do this, and I'll go right back.
Go back, yeah.
Evaluate, the good, the bad, the ugly, and at some point as it gets closer to the end of the week, then we'll decide, what to trim out and what to hang our hat on.
Yeah. Scot Sloan, our defensive coordinator, is our guest tonight. We've got one more segment with him. If you have questions for Coach Sloan, you can put them in through Twitter, email, text, our Facebook live stream. We'll take any of your questions that you have for him for as much as we can do in our next segment. But first, want to let you know that fans of App State have a definitive beverage of choice while cheering on the Mountaineers. That, of course, is Mountain Brew, an American ale, and it's a collaboration between R&D Brewing out of Raleigh and App State. You can find Mountain Brew in major retailers in the High Country as well as Kid Brewer Stadium this fall. To find out more about Mountain Brew and R&D Brewing, or to see where it's available for purchase, please visit rndbrewing.com. Stay tuned. We've got more of Mountaineer Talk live from River Street Ale House, and our show is presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. We're back after these messages.
Covering App State University takes the strongest wireless service in the area. With Carolina West Wireless, Mountaineers get the most reliable coverage on campus and across the country with our high-speed nationwide network. We have all the latest devices you want, including Apple and Samsung. We're so confident in the experience you'll have with us, we're offering a 30-day risk-free trial. Carolina West Wireless is proud to be the official wireless provider of the Mountaineers. Go stay connected. Certain restrictions or conditions may apply. See store for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
Welcome to Questions and Answers. I'm your host, Dr. Noah Tall.
Dr. Tall, what was the best-selling candy of 1983?
My buddy and I are thinking about hiking the Appalachian Trail. What kind of gear do we need?
Let me send you to Mass General Store.
From favorite candies and gifts for all occasions to nights on the trail, the Mass Store has the answers to your questions. Visit the Mass Store in Valley Cruces, downtown Boone, or online at massstore.com.
The Mountaineers live here.
That's an App State touchdown!
This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
From the Blue Ridge Parkway to Mountaineer Game Day at Boone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, we are Jeep Country USA. Stop in today and test drive a great selection of new Jeeps like Grand Cherokee, Wrangler, Gladiator, and Grand Wagoneer. Whether you're tackling adventure or going out on the town, find your new Jeep today at Boone Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, a proud partner of App State Athletics. See our full inventory at 828jeep.com. We are Jeep Country USA.
Hey, this is Dr. Peter Lipscomb with Greystone Eye. For over 50 years, Greystone's mission has been to preserve the gift of sight and improve lives, one patient at a time. Our highly trained team of 13 ophthalmologists, including 7 fellowship-trained subspecialists, provides our Hickory, Lincoln, Lenore, and Boone communities with the highest quality eye care possible. So no matter where or how you're viewing the game, Greystone Eye has you covered. Schedule your next visit with us at 828-322-2050 or at greystone-eye.com.
Bet you are. Oh, yeah.
All right, right, welcome back to the show. We are live from River Street Ale House here in Boone for Mountaineer Talk, with you till the top of the hour, and we're visiting with our defensive coordinator, Scot Sloan. All right, Coach, got a couple questions in here that I want to throw your way in this segment. Let's see. This is from Jeff. I like this question. How much does it mean to have Brendan Harrington back after missing almost all of last season?
Means a lot. Veteran player, played a lot of football, great skill set, physically, but, anytime you find a veteran player, generally their football IQ is higher than a young guy too. So, really excited that he's been able to be cleared, and he's had a really good training camp. And, he brings a lot to the table. For sure.
Yeah, one of the captains this year. It'll be great to see number 8 flying around on defense to start this season on Saturday. Steve says, welcome back, Scot. In the years since you have been gone, what surprised you most when you came back to App?
Just the continued growth, with the new end zone building. That was here when, the funds were being raised and the plans and pictures and stuff, and then to see it, and actually walk into it and start working in it each day. So just the continued growth and the continued push forward that, you're never complacent with what you have, but you always got to keep pushing forward.
Yeah, not a bad place to go to work, huh?
Exactly.
Nathan says, how much do you change your schemes each year to fit the personnel?
You'll change it a little bit. The good thing in college football is you get to recruit to the scheme, so you can go identify skill sets with high school players, junior college players, transfer players, and so forth. So you don't have to completely overhaul it, but certainly you do tweak it a little bit from one year to the next.
All right, very important question here that we always ask on Mountaineer Talk, and Leslie sent this one in, so I'm not the guilty party here, but ranch or blue cheese?
No, only ranch.
My man. My man. All right, he's doing the whole show from now on.
Yeah.
He's doing the whole show.
Stephanie can have all that blue cheese. I only like the way it smells.
She can have mine as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about some of the challenges that Gardner-Webb's offense could present on Saturday.
The biggest thing is they're big, what we call shift trade motion team. So they may change the formation 2-3 times before the ball gets snapped. Mm-hmm. So that's the challenge, is to match those numbers, with all the different shifts and trades and motions that they'll present. He likes to do a lot of trick plays, so that makes you play very disciplined. Mm-hmm. Discipline with your eyes and discipline with your technique. So those things are always going to be a challenge, especially in game 1, when you don't have 3 or 4 games under your belt. So that'll be our biggest challenge, is just, playing smart, playing within the scheme, and not trying to do too much.
You expecting quick tempo on Saturday, potentially?
Yeah, they're fairly fast tempo. They're not NASCAR speed, but they can turn it on and turn it off. So, certainly we're practicing that for sure.
Yeah, I've in reading some of the basic description of their offense, the word air raid or the words air raid were out there, but they're pretty balanced on offense because they've got such a good running game.
Right. Oh yeah, the running back's a really good player, and so the name air raid, I don't know, but I think they can run the football.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for a team not necessarily being 100% sure who's going to be behind center? I mean, they've got one guy back from last year, and certainly it looks like he could be the number 1 guy. They've got the FSU transfer, but asked this question to Shawn Clark earlier. They haven't announced a starter, so how do you prepare for something like that?
Yeah, I think the scheme will stay the scheme.
Yeah.
For the most part, it may tweak a little bit based off each kid's skill set, but I don't think he's going to have 2 completely different offenses based off 2 different quarterbacks. So, the arm strength and the running ability and things of that nature, you may be a little bit uncertain on, but I wouldn't expect a complete overhaul on scheme.
Excited for Saturday, get this thing rolling finally?
Yeah, finally.
Yeah. All right, man. Good to see you.
Yep.
Thanks for being here.
Thank
Scot
you.
Sloan, our defensive coordinator, joining us on tonight's show. Hey, Mountaineers, make sure to check out App State's online MBA, which allows you to earn our nationally recognized MBA from wherever you are. Check it out online at mba.appstate.edu. When we come back, Nick Ross joins the show. That's when Mountaineer Talk, live from River Street Ale House, continues after this.
The law offices of Timothy D. Wellborn are looking forward to a great Mountaineers football season. Coach Clark demands commitment and dedication from his players and staff, just as the law offices of Timothy D. Wellborn provide for our clients. Since 1994, the law offices of Timothy D. Wellborn have helped Mountaineer fans with workers' compensation, Social Security disability, personal injury, and auto collisions. So the next time you need us on your team, call the law offices of Timothy D. Wellborn. You'll know when you need us. Go Mountaineers!
You've already come to know UNC Health Blue Ridge as the home of compassionate and high-quality care. Now, with the opening of our $38 million cancer center this fall and a new 6-story patient tower next fall, UNC Health Blue Ridge has become the standard for growth and innovation. The tower project on our Morganton campus will have advanced critical care patient rooms and a rooftop helipad. UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward for the mountain region. Visit us at unchealthblueridge.org to learn more.
Go out.
Straight forward to the 15, to the 10, stiff arms to the 5, tiptoes to the end zone.
This is App State football from Learfield.
App State football fans know it takes a team effort to deliver winning results on the field and off. At Blue Ridge Energy, our team works around the clock to deliver power to our members when and where you need it. From the professionals behind the scenes to the linemen who weather the storms, our team is charged up and ready to meet the needs of our members. Because at Blue Ridge Energy, we're proud to be a part of the high country community and proud to carry on the tradition of partnering with App State. Go Mountaineers!
America, it's time to gear up and get out there in a new Ford vehicle. And it all starts at your local Ford dealer during the Discover Summer Sales Event. Choose from a great selection of Ford trucks and SUVs equipped with the tech and comfort you need to discover your best summer ever. With a large inventory in stock, now is the best time to trade in, trade up, and discover summer with Ford. This is your time to discover summer at your local Ford dealer.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are live from River Street Ale House. It is Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward together. We're going to visit with Nick Ross in just a moment. This segment brought to you by Alumni Hall, the official online store of App State Athletics. Shop the latest and largest selection of App State apparel, hats, Yeti, and all your tailgating gear by visiting Alumni Hall on King Street, or shop anytime at appstatesports.com or alumnihall.com. Find them on social and enter for your chance to win 2 tickets to the upcoming App ECU game. Alumni Hall, where App State fans shop. All right, everybody, he is a senior. He's a captain on the defense. Give it up for Nick Ross.
Thanks, appreciate it.
There we go.
I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, fix that. There we go. Okay. Right. So I asked him during the break. This is kind of the cliche question to ask during the end of camp and right before the game, where you say, "You guys are tired of hitting each other, right? You're tired of hitting each other. You want to hit somebody else." He's like, "No, I'm tired of talking. I'm tired of talking. We've been talking a lot, man. We saw each other at Sunbelt Media Day and App State Media Day, and now you're here tonight. You're ready to play this thing, aren't you?"
Yes, sir. It's go time.
It's go time.
Definitely.
Okay, so one of the things about the defense that I didn't get a chance to ask Coach Sloan about, but I'll ask you about. So Nick Ross last year was a safety, but he played strong safety. Now you've made the switch to free safety this year, correct?
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that switch and the differences in playing those two positions. Let's start there.
Well, the difference is with strong safety, you're more in the field and you have to cover more, and free safety, you're more in the box. And I feel like that fits one of my strong suits, and I'm grateful for Coach Sloan for moving me to the position. This year, I'll be in more run fits, and I'll be more zone drops as well. And at strong, you're more man-to-man and covering.
Safe to say you might get to hit a little bit more as free safety?
Oh, yeah. Yes, sir.
That's exciting, though, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So, your true freshman year, boy, you had so many great moments that season. Everyone remembers the pick 6 against South Carolina. Some people might remember how you and other youngsters came on late in that fourth quarter in Chapel Hill when we needed to bring some additional guys on defense. everything from the Sun Belt Championship to the bowl game. Can you believe that all of a sudden now you're sitting here as a senior?
Time flies. That's all I have to say. Time flies.
Yeah.
Oh,
How are you different as a person, as a football player today from when you were a young, true freshman Nick Ross in 2019?
I mean, now I'm a man. You know, I came in an 18-year-old teenager, and I really give a lot of credit to Coach Clark, wherever he's at right now, for molding me into the man I am today. And that's really the main difference. I just grown as a person, and I'm glad to say I'm not the same person I came in as.
Yeah. What's it like with being on this defense with Scott Sloan now?
Oh, it's amazing. Coach Sloan is a football-minded person, and I'm a football-minded individual too. So, you know, the meeting room conversations it's something to cherish. And he makes sure that the players are comfortable, and he's just not going to call a call without asking us or, you know, telling us the why within it.
Okay, so it's not just you listen and then go. It's making sure it's dealing more conceptually, right? Understanding concepts rather than just memorizing here, and here, right?
Oh yeah.
How does that help you in terms of being more relying on your instincts and reacting to things and using the speed and your raw talents?
Oh yeah, that helps me play super fast. Now that I know what the linebacker's doing, where he's supposed to fit his blitz pattern, you know, now I can just adjust off of that. And when I see my gap and I know it's open, I just split second hit it. There's no thinking.
Yeah. Tell us some of the names that we're going to grow to know very quickly on this defense that we don't know yet.
Okay. First, I like to say Jordan Favors. He's playing next to me with safety. You guys are going to get to know him. He's a big playmaker. Tyreek Thunderberg, he's coming from Richmond. He starting at corner this year, number 2. And it's a lot of other folks like Andrew Parker. He came back, and he's a machine, guys. So I'm excited to see him out there this Saturday. And there's so many names, man. It's just everybody. I'm excited for everybody to get out there and make plays.
Yeah. All right, I got to ask you, ranch or blue cheese?
Ranch.
Okay. All right. 2 for 3. 2 for 3. We'll take it. We'll take the meatloaf on that one. Nick Ross is our guest, and we got more coming up with him. If you got questions for Nick Ross, you could submit them on Twitter, Facebook, our email, our text line. Again, our text line is 828-295-2063. We'll have one more segment coming up with Nick Ross in just a moment. That's when our show continues live from River Street Ale House. It's Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. We're back after these messages.
Hi folks, this is Felipe, the Insurance Ninja. I'm an app grad and Insurance Ninja Master. If your insurance company can't make a daggum tackle and is fumbling the ball, you need to give me a call. I study my fine arts at the Catawba River Insurance Group, where we specialize in helping customers all over the Carolinas. Whether it's your home, auto, commercial, a rate problem, or one of those tricky claim problems, don't get sacked by your insurance company. Call me today, 828-818-1320, and let the Ninja fight for you.
Mountaineer Talk postgame is presented by Town Tavern Blowing Rock and River Street Ale House, your high country football headquarters. Our great food and drink specials are available throughout the week. Visit us every Thursday for our famous wing night, Mondays for taco night, and Tuesdays for half-price pizzas. Then, as always, we will have all the games on our high-def TVs for a weekend full of football. Come see us at Town Tavern Blowing Rock and River Street Ale House, or our newest restaurant, the Town Tavern of Morganton.
Coverage of Mountaineer football continues after these local messages. This is the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield.
On game day, there's nothing like tailgating, touchdowns, and Twisted Tea hard iced tea. Twisted Tea goes down smooth and tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Cool, refreshing, and a 5% kick of alcohol. Twisted Tea hard iced tea. Look for the bright yellow cans wherever you buy beer. Keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Hey Mountaineer fans, did you know UNC Health Caldwell proudly serves the high country by providing services like women's health, primary and urgent care, cancer care, urology, and more? When you or a loved one receives care at UNC Health Caldwell, count on compassionate, patient-centered care from a skilled team of healthcare providers. For more information on healthcare services from Granite Falls to Blowing Rock, visit www.caldwellmemorial.org.
All right, welcome back to the show. It is Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. We'd like to extend a special thank you to UNC Health Blue Ridge. They'll be sponsoring Saturday's football game against Gardner-Webb. Thank you to UNC Health Blue Ridge for their continued support of App State Athletics and being our game sponsor on Saturday. My name's Adam Witten, and we're joined for a few more minutes by Nick Ross, our senior safety captain, moving over to free safety this year. And I asked you during the break, and I'll ask you here live on the show, what are these days like for you leading up to game one? Do you sleep much? Do you get nervous? What are the emotions and the nerves like leading up to this first game?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Wynn. I did tell you, it's not a lot of sleep. You know, it's a lot of preparation, though, that goes into it. You know, you play how you prepare, and that's a big thing that I believe in. So it's a lot of film, a lot of treatment, and, you know, just getting your head right and focusing on the mission at hand.
Question in from Jeff on our Facebook live stream. Nick, as your career winds down, what are your plans after graduation from App or when you're finished playing football at App?
When I finish playing football at App, I would love to pursue a career in the NFL. And when football is over, I would love to go into commercial real estate. So anybody out here who's looking for a house or commercial real estate, I'm going to be in there soon. I'm going to be in that field.
He's got business cards sitting on the table if you want to take one. I don't know if people do paper business cards anymore. Maybe I'm out of touch. All right. Let's see. Next question. Darnell asked, Nick, how has Coach Sloan changed things with the defense this year in terms of what's the overall mood, the tone that's being set with Coach Sloan in the defense?
The overall mood, one phrase I could say that's just stuck with me and everybody on the team is the ball's the issue. And that's the mood going into this season. That's the mood going into 2023 reset. What
does that mean, ball is the issue?
We have to create turnovers.
Okay.
Turnovers.
Okay, very good. The ball is the issue. All right, so we were talking about some of the guys that you're like, man, I forgot to mention this guy and that guy. There's just so many names on that defense that can play such a big role here. Coach Clark mentions this defense as, calls it like the no-name defense, and that really spawned from defense not getting a lot of recognition in terms of preseason all-conference teams. How have you guys accepted that identity, or have you accepted that identity and used it as motivation?
Oh, yeah, we have that chip on our shoulder. We come to work every single day like it's our last day. And I feel like that's something that we needed, and we're ready to show everybody, we're ready to show the nation who we really are.
How have you tried to embrace your role as a captain this year?
Just being a leader by example. Because a lot of people lead, but the great leaders lead by example. So whatever I do, I like to bring somebody with me or just show them really what hard work is. And, yeah.
Who do you model your game after in terms of being the right leader, being the right player on the field? Who do you model your game after?
Tyrann Matthews.
Honey Badger.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
He only about 175.
The ball was definitely an issue when he was around there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he knew how to create some turnovers. Who have been some of the guys? A.J. Howard is now on staff this year. He comes from a long line of great safeties at App State. Who are some of the guys that you look at as like, man, I'm so thankful that this guy was around to mentor me when I was a young player?
Josh Thomas, I'm grateful that he was around to mentor me. He really showed me what it's like to prepare. And I'd love to get a big shout out to Shamar Jean Charles. He really showed me hard work as well, and he used to be that guy who used to drag me to workouts, what I'm doing to the younger guys now. He used to show me what it takes to really get where I want to be.
Someone needs to pick that guy up. He's not going to be back with the Packers, at least on the active roster. An NFL team's going to get a great person, a great player if they pick him up during this time before the regular season starts. Well, thanks for being here, man. Talking season's almost over.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to play. Nick Ross joining us on the show tonight.
Thanks.
All right, tremendous show. Thank you all for being here. I hope to see you all every Tuesday night right here at River Street Ale House. Thanks to Shawn Clark. Thanks to Scott Sloan. Thanks to Nick Ross. I'm Adam Witten. That's going to do it for Mountaineer Talk presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge. We will see you Saturday at The Rock.
You've been listening to Mountaineer Talk, presented by UNC Health Blue Ridge on the Appalachian Sports Network from Learfield. Tonight's show has been brought to you by the Allen Tate Companies. Allen Tate is your real estate home team and the official realtor of App State Athletics. When you're ready to buy or sell a home in the high country or anywhere in the Carolinas, give Allen Tate a call. Pepsi. Grab a Pepsi and some friends and get in the game. Pepsi, the official soft drink of your App State Mountaineers. And by UNC Health Blue Ridge, moving healthcare forward. The proceeding is a Learfield presentation of the Appalachian Sports Network.